morning, church family. Don't you feel the love in here? And that's because God is love. Every time I walk in your church, which is the second time, all I get is hugs. And I want to say there's so much love in here, and there's so much love in here today. You guys are the best praise team ever. Don't you? Like, you guys had the best praise team. I was trying to keep the mic away from my mouth when they were singing because I was like, yeah, because I can't sing. And I was like, wait a minute, they put the mic down. So I was trying to keep it up here. I know you turned it on. You say the mic's on. I'm like, oh, no. But you guys had the best. It's about praising God. That's what we're here for. Even though I know that's not what you called me to do today. You talk about money. But it's about, I'm so glad I am here today to end the last Sunday of the year at your church home, your church family. And I was reading on the website about it's more of a family. You could feel as soon as you walk in, as soon as I met you, first thing, we hugged. Every time I walk in, thank you so much for always inviting me. Thank you so much for everything because I feel so much love every time I walk through the doors. And I hope you feel the same love, whether you belong. Who doesn't belong here yet? No, I'm just asking. Who doesn't belong to this church family yet? Anyone? You don't? The ones who are raising? Okay. Oh, can't you feel the love in here? You can. No, I was just wondering, who doesn't? It seems like everybody belongs here. So I just want to say, and today I belong here. So I want to say thank you. And, this is the son that went to Hurlong Cathedral with your son. So you see how when he got this morning and showered, he's like, Mom, I'm going with you. I'm like, okay, come on, let's go. So thank you so much, Dexter, for coming. This is my middle son. I have 3 sons. So this is Dexter Mason. He was appointed by President Obama. Yeah. So, but anyway, he ain't working in the White House now. But anyway, there's a whole nother story. But anyway, I'm not going to get on that, but talk about that. But anyway, I'm proud of Dexter, and thank you for coming here with me today. It's great when your sons can come with you and go to church with you. I love it, more than anything. So, but anyway, I want to start. First of all, Pastor Warfield, thank you for having me. Pastor Nolan, thank you so much for your hugs and your love and for being so attentive to me. But I know you told me to talk about money, but I'm just going to start, since we're in church, I know, I'm just going to start off just a little bit with one of my favorite Bible verses, which does deal with debt and money, which deals with debt, not money. But Romans 13:8. Don't you love that verse? That is the best. It is my favorite verse. Let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another, for whoever loves others have fulfilled the law. So our only debt is really to what? Love one another. We were born with that only debt. The other debt we created, right? Even though I'm going to talk about debt, it's after Christmas. I hope you don't have debt after Christmas. I hope nobody in here does have debt after Christmas, going into a new year. But I do have to say the only debt. So what I want you to do right now is to the person next to you, just tell them you love them. This way we start off fulfilling the law. We end the year with fulfilling the law with love. And I think love is everything. And you know the only thing that heals is love. Love means let obstacles vanish effortlessly. And love is everything. And I'm going to tell you, I do talk fast, and I'm going to talk about, you wanted me to talk, and thank you so much for putting these folders together. These green folders were put together by the church when I spoke from last time. Y'all the most organized church ever. I'm like, I came in, I'm like, I am impressed. Not only do I feel the love, but I'm so impressed. Nobody's ever done this before. But anyway, let me just say, I do talk fast, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and I'm going to go and talk about what you told me to come and talk about. So I'm going to be obedient and tell you, because I had my same speech from last time. I said, okay, I got it. You told me to come with my same speech. But I do have to tell you this. I talk fast. And the reason why is because I was in foster care growing up. And this has nothing to do with money, but it does have something to do with love. So I was in foster care growing up for the first 3 years of my life. My name used to be Stephanie. And I don't know if you knew that. I had so many names, but anyway, that's a whole other story. But anyway, but my name used to be Stephanie, and I went from foster care to foster care home. By the age of 3, I was still could not walk or could not talk. I know. Can you believe it? And I had a label of special needs and hard to place. So they labels, I was bald-headed, this whole thing. So anyway, finally the social worker, this amazing social worker, ended up taking me to my biological, you already know the story, right? Anyway, took me to my mother's home, my adopted mom, who adopted me, her and her mom, my grandmother. They ended up taking me in their home, and they were in their 50s. One was in their 50s and one was in their 80s. So they took in this 3-year-old, bald-headed, special needs girl. And so finally, my mother was like, oh, my God, I'm going to take the braces off her legs. I don't know what to do. She called this doctor. His name is Dr. Arthur Thompson, lived down the street from her, and said, please come over and help me because I don't know what to do. I'm old. I've never had kids before. Anyway, long story short, fast forward, doctor said, you know what, take those braces off her legs. Love her, hold her, and talk to her. They said, don't even take her back to the hospital ever again. Just love her. So my grandmother said, she was in her age, she said, I'll take that job. So what she ended up doing was, all I remember, and I don't know if you ever heard of something called Glover's Mane and Sulfur Aid. Okay, all I remember is putting the stinky stuff on my head. And you know how they part your hair, put it on, try to make your hair grow, and then just sit there and talk to me. And now, guess what? I never shut up. So anyway, and now we got the most talkative awards in school growing up. And anyway, I ran half marathon with my sons. Yeah, I know. I ran, just this year, 2018, ran a half marathon. So anyway, I don't know how many more I'm going to run, but anyway. But the thing is, God is good. And all I needed was what? Not money, not anything, but love. So I think love is, let's always say love means let obstacles vanish effortlessly, because that was an obstacle. So when people say, oh, that kid's special needs, oh, that kid put this, I'm like, no. All they need is love. So even though I talk about money every day, I use money as a tool to reach people, to learn the value of themselves before they learn the value of the dollar, to learn love, because you cannot love anything that can't love you back. Money cannot love you back. Even though we're going to talk about it, and neither can debt. So we cannot, that's the one thing. But I will tell you one thing, and I'm just going to mention this really quick, which I wasn't planning on it. But I did, my mother, because she was older, she raised me. She was really strict. I was raised in the church, but she was very strict. So anyway, after she died, I was like, oh, my God, has anybody here ever lost their mom? Is that the hardest thing in the world, isn't it? So I wanted to feel, you was like, oh, my God, my heart is broken. A piece of my heart is gone. So I was like, let me go find my biological mother. So that was the worst thing I could have ever done. And how you like your mom? You was like, that's your mom, who raised you. You could be related by love. More, and that is so much thicker than anything in this entire world. Being related by love. And that's what I'm saying. In this church, you can see a church family of everybody who's related by love. You could just see you're related by love. So anyway, I was related by love, which is the strongest bond you could ever have. So anyway, I went to go meet the person I was related to by blood. And I'm going to tell you this really quick. You want to hear? Okay, I'll tell you this real fast. Okay, I ended up meeting, her name is Martha. So I called her. You know how you talk to somebody, you meet somebody. The first thing that you talk about, we was at her Lawn Cathedral. We had kids or whatever. So when I met someone, it's not, oh, this is my job. You're more than your job title. When we die, God's not going to say, what's your title? Or what title you had in the church or whatever. I just told her, I love God. I love my kids. I love this. I talked to her on the phone. And then I said, but I'm real, sentimental. So can I come down to Plantation, Florida and meet you on my birthday? And she said, well, yeah, you can come down and meet me on your birthday. I said, that's the day you gave me up and everything. And, yeah, so anyway, so I flew down to, Plantation, Florida, of all places. So anyway, I flew down to Plantation, Florida, get off the plane, and I walk up to hug her. I'm telling you, when we hugged, you gave me the best hug compared to what she gave me. How people give you a sideways hug, they really don't want to hug you? She gave me a hug like that. And she said to me, she says, and I says, well, all I want to know is, did you think about me on my birthday? She said, well, maybe sometimes. And I said, well, what did I look like as a baby? Because for the first 3 years of my life, I have no pictures, no nothing. I said, what did I look like as a baby? She said, oh, I don't know. And I'm thinking, like, wait a minute, didn't you have me anyway? So she said, I don't know. And I said, well, she said, I didn't want to look at you, hold you, or touch you. And I'm thinking, okay. I'm thinking, you don't want to get attached? She said, no, because you're black. Yes, I know. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know. And I'm like, well, anyway, we in church, but I figured you touched somebody. Anyway, but I was like, well, wait a minute. What happened? And she says, well, I was drunk one night. Anyway, long story short, she just said that she was raised to hate black people. So she was raised. So people are raised this way, and I'm thinking, whoa, this is crazy. So anyways, that's why she gave me up, and she said, you can't meet the family, you can't meet, because they're very racist. And I was like, whoa, so anyway, but guess what? I owed this woman. I owed her love. I was given love. God allowed this lady not to raise me. God allowed me to be in foster care. God allowed me. Can you imagine this lady raised me? So anyway, so I said, okay. So I still showed her love, but I was ready to get out of Plantation, Florida, let me tell you. So anyway, so I got on the first plane, smoking, come back to Detroit. So anyway, I know. Yeah, I did. So anyway, but let me tell you, so I invited her to Detroit. I said, I lived in Grosse Pointe at the time. I said, come to Detroit on your birthday, and let me show you around. Because she ended up taking me to a place down there, and she says, Gail, this is, we're going to go to this thing, and whatever. Anyway, she says a lot of rich white people, and you're not allowed to talk to them. But I never told her what I did for a living. It didn't make a difference. So she said, Gail, so you just have to sit over here. And this was like this day and age, like this is now. And I was not allowed to talk. And I'm like, whoa. But I was obedient and paid attention. So anyway, then when I say, well, come to Detroit, and I said, okay, she says, well, we're going to drive to Atlanta and visit the stepkids. And I'm her only child, mind you, to visit some stepkids. And then we're going to drive up to Detroit and visit you, but we're not going to stay in your house. I'm like, okay. She says, but, here's these two, her and her husband. And she said, well, here's these two white people. Would I get carjacked coming to see you? And I lived in Grosse Pointe, so I said, well, and please, God, forgive me. I'm in church. I can ask for forgiveness right now. So I said, yeah. I said, come, you won't get carjacked, I promise you. But I did have her come. I said, would you call me when you get on 94? I had her come up, Connor. and go through this little park called Chandler Park. And make a right on Altar. Go by a skating rink. I was like, okay. So I was wrong. Y'all know I was wrong. Okay. That wasn't love, but anyway, that was just a scenic route. Right. So, but anyway, but I will tell you, so over the years, I was just like, okay, come visit. So anyway, she stayed with me and everything. Her husband died. She asked me to help her pay, for life insurance, help pay for this, and I did out of love and out of respect. We are still supposed to honor our mother and father. So we are still supposed to do that. So I do that. So anyway, she ended up, so now she comes at Thanksgiving. I love tradition. So she started coming. She has a new boyfriend and all this stuff. Anyway, yeah, I know. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, her husband died. Anyway, but they come, and I do not hang up the phone without saying, I love you. And finally, just recently, she said it back to me. So I don't know, those years, just you can break people down with love. And the bottom line is you can break people down with love. You can break racism down with love. You can do I promise you, everything that you have in this church today is what we need to carry out into the world. And that you feel all the love in here, but it shouldn't just be in here. It should be when we leave here, we need to go and spread the love. And that's priceless. So that's what we need to do. So anyway, so let me just talk about money right quick. But that's my testimony. And I'm saying that because of all the love that, that's here today, and that what we have to spread. And then we can't love money. It's worth so much more. But anyway, let me just say, I want to just talk about 7 things, which you guys put in this folder, just about everything I'm going to talk about. So you probably won't have to take any notes. I'm excited. I just have a few extra things I'm going to add on to it. That's all. But thank you so much. First of all, who in here needs a recovery plan? Because God is a God of restoration. We all know that, right? So God can restore anything in the world we lost. So that's one thing. So we have to know, what did we lose? How did we lose it? How did we lose it? And then don't make the same mistakes, right? Because you were not born. Anybody here born with debt? Nobody. I mean, not unless when you got your Social Security number, somebody used it. For a cell phone or utility bill. But anyway, we were not born with debt. Another thing, so recovery plan is number 1. We're not going to focus on what we're going through. We're going to focus on where we're going to. Another thing I'm going to talk about is we serve a wise God and a God of order. So we have got to shop wisely and do things wisely when it comes to our money. Another thing, life choices. We have to take one day and just mind our own business. I mean, that might be one thing you all might need is a Mount Vernon Missionary Baptist Church mind your own business day. I mean, really. I mean, yeah, just take one day. No, really, you need to do it. Right, how you do it? Mount Vernon, V. Yeah, D, whatever, just do really. And just mind your own, this is how mind your own business day. That's what you should. Send out emails and text on that. Mind your own business. Today, do your estate planning. Today, do your, something like that. But really take a mind your own business. Everybody needs to take a mind their own business day. Another thing I want you to do is, all of us have bad habits, right? Every single person. I don't care who you are. You're not above a bad habit. So mine is eating wrong things in the car. Just different things we have. And if you buy something at a gas station, it costs too much money, whatever. So if you stop 21 days in a row, just start saying, what am I going to change the bad habit? Start changing it today. Because that's one thing. Another thing, we were not born with, a bad habit. Another thing, create new habits. So I have a jar. I always have a jar. Wherever we lived in our house, I had a change jar. We need to bring financial change in our life. Who has a change jar? Isn't that the best thing? What I want you to do is take that change jar and actually put on it life, living in financial freedom every day. What you do with your change jar, make more deposits in life than withdrawals. You will never, ever be in the negative. Get the family, get the kids, get everybody, make a deposit every single day. Can you imagine if we made deposits in one another? We made deposits in a jar. We made deposits in our family. Can you imagine? People have done that just with family trips. Has anybody ever taken their money every year and done something with it? You have? Really? What'd you do? Paid your hotel bill? I mean, wasn't it worth it? That adds up to like $600-700 if you just take your change. It does, doesn't it? I don't blame you. So, and then go on hotels.com too. That's another one. Okay. Another thing is everybody in here needs their own personal board of directors. And through that, that we're Philippians 4:13, you could do all things through Christ that strengthened me, but put together people who can strengthen you. Whether it's your lawyer, your accountant, your pastor, your people in your life, everybody, you cannot do one thing alone. Not one person in here can do everything. You need people who have expertise. You need a mentor. You need somebody around you to help. You don't say, okay, I'm going to be like them. Everyone in here needs to surround themselves with people better than them. And it's okay. I'm like, oh, you are smart. I need you in my life. all the time. Like, I need whoever put together this folder too. I need them in my life. I mean, you look at it like, you need people in your life. So every person, start interviewing your board of directors, whether in a church or whatever, somebody to pray with, somebody to get in shape, somebody to work out with, an accountability partner. Every single person needs somebody in their life. And then the other thing is don't let your money retire with you. Anybody retired in here? Isn't it the worst thing to have your money retire too? Have your money always working for you. Do not let it retire. And then the last thing, everybody needs 5 avenues of income. Don't shop on Fifth Avenue. And so in this folder, it talks about 5 avenues of income, but you have to have 5 avenues of income. You cannot get wealthy off your wages. You have to figure out what else, what other funds is coming in. So anyway, I'm going to talk about a little bit about how to shop wisely. A lot of the apps are already here. You got GoFobo. Everybody in here, go to the movies this year. Go to the movies, please. Go for free. It's on here. It's an app that says GoFobo, GoFobo.com. It's on this page, so you don't have to write it down. But the other one I want you to put is Wild About Movies. I don't want anybody in here to go to the movies. And if you belong, who belongs to AARP in here? Anyone? Me too? Okay. Love AARP. If you belong to AARP, you can go to movies for free and get dinner. Just go to your local, call the people who at AARP local office. I'm telling you, say, put me on the email. They send you emails all the time. Go for free. You do not have to be 50 and over to belong to AARP either. Yes. Who said really? You don't. Go. Belong. Yes. 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 That is like I am a card-carrying member of AARP. I'm so excited. Yeah. So they are on my board of directors. If you need health care, getting a job over 50, anything, they have jobs, careers, everything, how to get healthy, name it, how to have an estate plan, how to deal with Medicare, how to get health insurance, all of that, all those resources for, I think it's $15 a year. $15, oh my God. You want AARP to come out here? Okay, AARP will buy everybody in here dinner and come at Lisa Whitmore Davis. Write her name down. Call her. Somebody. Call Lisa. I'll have her come to the church. Lisa Whitmore Davis. I'm going to see her daddy after church. Yes, because he's in the hospital, so I promised I would go see him because she does so much for the community. Okay, but belong to AARP. I cannot say enough things about them because it's who you have. Relationships are everything, right? So have a relationship with AARP. Have a relationship with an accountant. Have a relationship with people who have resources. Like, for example, if you know people who sit on the board of Motor City Match. Anybody knows the Motor City Match? Anybody here want to start a business? I'm telling you. A supper club? Really? You should do, when I sit on the board of the Detroit Development Fund. We have something called the Color Fund. We have funds available. You want to start a supper club? Whatever you want to start, there's funds out. This is the best time in the world to start a business. I'm telling you. So put together your board of directors now on how you're going to start your own business. Write down Detroit Development Fund. That's one. Motor City Match. Tech Town. Go to Tech Town. They have every resource you could think of. Go and pitch your business. People, the Ford Fund, everybody has a fund that if you just go and do a pitch on your business, you can win $10,000 here, $5,000 here to start your business. They will pay for your accounting and your marketing. So I want whoever wants to start a business, and the thing is, some people in here can help other people start their own business. That doesn't have to be your business. You can just help them. You can be part owner or whatever. Just help. We got to just help one another. Because, like I said, we can't get wealthy off our wages. Another thing, this Christmas, I bought everything off of Ebates. Ebates. I didn't see that down here. Ebates. I bought everything. And anybody here ever use Ebates? I'm getting $28 back. You use Ebates? I know. I'm getting $28 back just from Christmas. From everything I purchased was through Ebates. or Ibotta. It's so many different ways. If you're going to shop, get some money back. Get paid to shop. Another thing I want you to do, and I know a lot of things are right here from before that somebody else put together, and I appreciate it. Fragrance.net, that's how I bought all my son's fragrances this year. You can get fragrances at 50% off. Who in here likes fragrances? Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. It's a smell good church. Okay. So, but that's what I want you to do. God wants us to seek wisdom, right? So right here and there is one thing that's seeking wisdom. Another thing, if you're going to go shopping, especially during the holidays, we got to get paid to shop. Here's a few items. Gig Spot. I don't know if that's in here. Gig Spot. It's on there. Okay, Service Scouts. Okay, yeah, we got those down. Okay, but bottom line is we have to know what's our need and what's our want, right? We have to stop wanting so much. It's what we need, right? Look at our needs versus want. Want shoes. You need shoes and want red bottoms, right? Now, I don't own any red bottoms. Now, if you're going to need some red bottoms, if your red bottoms will put your budget in the red, you do not need any red bottoms. Now, if I had on red bottoms, I'll be skipping up here right now. But I'll be showing my, bottom of my shoes and everything. But I don't have any red bottoms. But I'm going to tell you, who in here wants some red bottoms? It's okay to want them. Oh, you want, girl, that baby did not just raise her hand. Do you know what red bottoms are? You know what they are? You do. Who was your mama? You know what red bottoms are, really? Okay, this is what's wrong, right? No, really. This is what's wrong with if a baby knows what red bottoms, because the thing, but let me tell you, if she wants some red bottoms, go ahead and get her some red bottoms, rent them for $25. Go to Rent the Runway, really. Stop paying money for all these kids for the prom and all this stuff, Chanel and Prada dresses. You can rent the dress for $25. A Chanel, or anything you want. Or bags, borrow, or steal. You can rent some red bottoms. You can rent a Chanel purse. You can rent that. But honey, no, you cannot have any red bottoms. I mean, she can't. You know that? I'm like, no. Jesus would not want you to have no red bottoms. No. So, anyway, and that's one thing. I mean, now that's one thing. If I do buy me some red bottoms, if I die, put my red bottoms on when I die, the casket and everything. I don't know. No, I'm like, no. I know. I'm only kidding. Have open casket, my shoes showing, right? Like Aretha. I know. Change my shoes. No, but anyway. We do have to know our needs versus our wants. Another thing is, what does the Bible say? The Bible says we need to own the land. Right. We cannot have a Land Rover and a landlord. You can't. So we do. This is the time to own the land. And there's so much land available. I mean, sometimes people say, oh, we missed it. No, still try to find land available. People are buying up, people from all over the world are buying up Detroit. Why didn't we put all our money together and take a collection and make our own land bank and own some land? Really? What if everybody in here just put together $50 and say, we're going to own this land right here on the riverfront like 5 years ago? Can you imagine if we did that? Can you imagine? I know. So we can still do that with other things. Own the land. I cannot stress enough. We have to own something. We do. We have to. Or if you know somebody's losing their place or whatever too, put money together, save it. That's what we got to start doing more of. That's what other nationalities do, especially Jews. They will not let you lose your home. They will not let you. So, and a lot of us is pride and ego. And what's the Bible say about pride and ego? Right. So we've got to stop it. But also Romans 8:25. But if we hope for what we don't see and we wait in patience. You know, patience is everything, right? When it comes to money. So discipline, delayed gratification, and debt-free. But we got to stop buying the 3 C's: cars, clothes, and cosmetics. That is not an immediate need, let me tell you, right? We have to have short-term sacrifices for long-term results. So we have to have discipline when it comes to our money. Everything in moderation is what the Bible says. The Bible, like you said, is the best book about money. The best book. And we do have to do everything in moderation. So are we doing everything in moderation? On this sheet, you talk about mint.com. Please get that app, mint.com, M-I-N-T. Please do it. It will track your money and put a GPS on your money. None of your money should ever be homeless. It shouldn't be. Everything should have a home. It's like, okay, this goes here, this goes here. Just do it. And they say, oh, I don't have enough money. That's when you need 5 avenues of income. That's when you need an increase. That's when. So that's one thing we have to start doing is just figuring out where our money's going. And then what I want you to do today, I want you to start today. Start your mind your own business today, okay? I want you to go home and make a layoff today. You are your chief life officer. Is there anything you can lay off in your house? Or somebody you can lay off in your house? No, but we all need to, you're like a corporation. So you actually have to make layoffs. I don't care. Like mine was just cable. Isn't cable just crazy? Oh my God. I think cable is the biggest. Cable is the devil. It is. Isn't it? I know. It's so expensive. It is so expensive. So the thing is, if you call them, I promise you, if you call them up and say, you know what? I know, call them up. I need to make layoffs. Like you were just in Israel. You could come and say, I'm out of the country, but I'm in Israel. You know, my best friend did it. She's talking about, is it real? But anyway, you know your bill goes out to $19 a month. If you say, I'm out of the country. If you have children who want red bottoms. If you have kids. So if you call them and say, I have a student in the house, your cable bill will go down. I need free internet. Make layoffs. Lay them off. I had to lay off every channel. I love Hallmark, Lifetime, and CNN. So I laid off every channel except for that. I remember Dexter was young. What's wrong with this TV? I'm like, they talking about this TV is broke. No, Mama had to lay off all the sports channels. No, we got to lay things off. You know how much those sports channels cost? A lot, don't they? That is the most ridiculous thing. I think it's just the worst. So, what are we going to do? Just go and make layoffs. Won't they give you a package deal? All the time. Every time you say, I'm about to lay you off, I want you to do that. So I want you to go home today and make some layoffs, whether it's cable, whether it's, whatever, whether it's somebody who's always asking you for money, whatever it is, make some layoffs starting today. So everybody's financial situation is different. Just start today. Another thing, I don't want you to run your house like a nonprofit. There's no grant money, okay? So don't run it like you can work for a nonprofit, but don't run your house like a nonprofit. So another thing on your mind, your own business day, what I want you to do, remember back in the day when we was growing up? Anyway, some of you, same age as me, but remember back in the day you meet somebody, it's like, what's your sign? Remember that? See if you get along with them, like, what's your sign? And it's like, okay, no. And then that was in the 70s. In the 80s, like, oh, what kind of car you got? Remember we talked about what kind of car people got? 1990s, like, you got a job with benefits? Look, going into 2019, you look at somebody, it's like, what's your credit score? So, big difference. So I do want you to go and get your credit. Everybody gives you a free credit score now. Go and get your credit score. Know what it is. And increase your credit score. Whatever it is today, just make sure you're going to increase it. So go to free annual credit report. Go wherever. Just get your credit report. Do that on your mind, your own business day. And then put together your financial team. Put together your board of advisors. Put together people. So say, oh, you know what? I'm going to talk to this person. People at Fifth Third Bank always invest in this church. So, maybe I should talk to Fifth Third Bank. They do a lot of different things. I need an accountant. Anybody here an accountant? Right there, stand up. See you afterwards. Right here. there you go. Board of directors right there. Who in here a lawyer? Anybody? She in the basement? Okay, lawyers. You need a lawyer. Everybody. She in the basement. You tell me. Oh, okay. Need a lawyer. Everybody needs a lawyer. Everybody needs pastors. Everybody needs a pastor, right? I know. You need your pastor on your board of directors. Everybody needs a prayer partner. Everybody needs an accountability partner. Start interviewing your board of directors before the end of the year. So that's what I want you to do. So please, once I met with my board of directors, I had to do a hostile takeover. You do. Because I did this a long time ago because I had kids like you. I got 3 kids. I love my sons. Love them to death. But I got 3 sons born during Generation Y. And, that's the worst generation. It is. But my kids, I'm not talking about my kids because they are awesome. Anybody got kids born during Generation Y? I know you do. Right. Aren't they the worst? Yeah. Like, why I got to pay rent? Why I got to put gas in the car? Right. Why I got to do what? Why? You mean to tell me? And it's true. Like, why can't I take long showers? Don't they take long showers? Why can't I put one thing in the washer, one thing in the dryer? Is that true? These kids, we were not raised this way. Right. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. So, and especially want some red bottoms, and then everything is I. That means if it starts with an I, that means I don't buy it. iPhone, iPad, they want everything that starts with an I. So everybody wants everything. You got to know. But I will tell you, every Christmas, the first thing I buy them is apple stock. Because they are my fruit. So if you don't own, so the one thing is, and I'm not saying it, please, I'm not saying, go buy it. Just look at Robin Hood, look at different things. I'm not supposed to say buy stock, but anyway. But that's why I buy my kids. Because they are my fruit, and that's what I do. So, but I think we need to start, looking at different things. One of my nephews came over this last Christmas, and how old was that little kid? I just met him for the first time. But anyway, he said my nephew. But anyway, I'm claiming him. He has his video out, and he dances. And he's rapper, video. He is probably about your age, and he could dance and everything. Nike, because of this, Nike sends him free gym shoes every month. Yes. I wish I remember that little boy's name. I'll find it. But he's just really, but anyway, the first time I met him, he's my nephew, who I didn't know he had the son. But anyway, he came over. And he ended up, if you can find it, baby, let me know. But anyway, he has a video out, and he gets free gym shoes from Nike every month. Yes. So people will you can become an ambassador for companies. And it's in here talking about becoming an ambassador. Look at what company you like, become an ambassador, say what you can do. I want to become an ambassador for McCormick Spices. And because I love spices, I love cooking with spices and everything. I said, I'm becoming an ambassador. So they will pay you to cook. They will pay you to use their spices. So that's what I'm working on now. So I do social media. So use social media to your advantage. So start doing that. So anyway, but those are just different things you can do to make money. It's a lot of things here. I know you have Estee Lauder down here. Estee Lauder owns MAC. Estee Lauder owns Bobbi Brown. Estee Lauder owns every makeup counter. Who in here wears MAC makeup? Anybody? Yeah, owned by Estee Lauder. So so start doing belong to focus groups. I know you have different focus groups in here. They pay for your opinion. Focus groups pay for your opinion. It's what they do. Another thing, here, let me give you a few more things that I want you. Another thing too, it's a few apps that are not in here that somebody sent to me. People will pay you to lose weight. What's your New Year's resolution? What's most people's New Year's resolution? What's most people's New Year's resolution? I know it's mine. I'm not ashamed to say it. My New Year's resolution is to lose weight. Yeah, save money, get out of debt. Isn't that everybody's? But I don't believe in diets. Diets just means, did I eat today? Because I have tried everything in the world to lose weight. Let me tell you, it does, doesn't it? Because you're hungry. You're going to diet. First thing you do is you're hungry. So I cannot do that. And that's been the hardest thing. That's why I'm working on a new book now called From a Full-Figure Woman to a Seven-Figure Woman, A Woman's Guide to Shifting Her Assets. The worst thing in the world is to be fat and broke. No, it is. If you weigh more than your credit score, you know you can't do anything, right? So the thing is, that should be on your New Year's resolution. Do not weigh more than your credit score. But you know you can't buy anything then. So the thing is, what we have to do is we have to be more disciplined. What is God? I was not born overweight. I ate this way. I really did. Like I emotionally eat. I get stressed. Guess what I do? I eat. So that is my fault. I need to go pray. I do. I need to go pray instead of go eat. Well, I could go and pray over my food before I eat. That's what I did. And I do. And can you tell? I lost weight since I was here last time. Can you tell? You can tell. I have lost weight since I've been here. So I just push away from the table a little bit. So that's what I've been trying to do. But the thing is, it's apps out here. Google it. Paid to lose weight. They pay you to walk, pay you to lose weight. It's absent now. People want you to lose weight, and they will pay you to lose weight. So check those out too. But look at our New Year's resolutions, and what we're going to do. Don't make a New Year's resolution. Start now. Don't just wait until like 2 days from now. Start right now. I'm just going to tell you just a couple of different things because I had no clue about money when I was young. Like when I was you guys' age, my son's age, that's when I just got in the business. I knew nothing about money. Only thing my mother told me is have a joint account with Jesus at the credit union. And that only you and Jesus know about. And that's what my mother told. That was my financial literacy. And I don't know if anybody here have ever had financial literacy before. I didn't. So this is how I grew up. So I said I didn't want my kids to grow up the same exact way. I don't want the next generation to be poor. Poor means passed over opportunity repeatedly. So what I want is for them to have an opportunity to make money, then have an opportunity to have relationships. That's what I really want. Now, I ended up going away to college, because my parents were older, never had a chance to go to college. So I ended up going to college. Didn't really know what I was doing when I went away to college. So I was first generation. And next thing I know, so I did go get married, pregnant, divorced, all within 6 months. Sophomore year of college. Nobody's business which came first. But anyway, but I ended up, in college, and that happens. We all that's just a divine order, but it was a divine assignment. Back in the day, we sent resumes out. We sent resumes out for jobs. We didn't go online. So I sent my resume out, and a brokerage firm called me. I didn't even know what a brokerage firm did. And I was like, wow, I'm going to get interviewed for a receptionist job. And I was like, this is divine order. I thought it was God. I'm broke, brokerage firm. Get it? So that's how I got in the financial industry, because I thought it was my divine assignment because I was broke. And I was like, I went out to the brokerage firm, and, we had the internet to see what a brokerage firm did back in the day. So I was like, okay, hey, yeah, I can be the receptionist. I love to talk, blah, 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 as you can tell. So I ended up getting the job. People were coming in the front door. Nobody looked like me was coming in the front door for money. So I'm thinking, whoa, like nobody looking like me. So finally somebody came in who was just a younger woman, and she was Jewish, and she just said, yeah, I'm here to invest my money. And I'm like, well, what you going, where, I got $1 million. And I'm like, whoa. I said, well, did you hit the number or caught a case? Right, because that was my mentality. I'm like, she said, girl, I got divorced. And I'm like, girl, me too. But, but who did you marry? Because, overdraft protection was my line of credit. And I'm like, well, what's up with this? So anyway, so she said, but I learned so much from her. She said, I'm going to invest this $1 million, and I don't want to work ever in life. I'm just going to live off of it. I'm like, well, whoa. So I said, well, so I ended up asking, could I become a secretary? Because receptions, you didn't have computers at the front desk at the time. And she said, well, you could go. So I said I became a secretary so I could start going into people's accounts and see what they were doing. That means you case the situation. Anyway, success leaves clues. You case the situation out. Copy and steal everything, really. You have to, successful people leave clues all the time. So I started going to people's account. I'm like, whoa, they bought Gucci. I wanted a Gucci purse. I don't own one, but I wanted one. They bought this. I was like, whoa, everything they're buying, I'm the consumer. I got to teach people not to be the consumer and to be the owner. I was like, oh, so she's never going to work because she's not wearing it. She's investing in it. So I was like, whoa, I got to teach people this. So I asked them, could I become an investment advisor so I can teach my people? Because nobody was coming in like me. So she said, oh, no, my branch manager, and there was one female and all the men, they were like, oh, no. You are a single mother and you're African-American. They said, you're black. And I was like, oh, no. And I was like, so one day, like I said, case the situation out. Somebody left a Series 7 books on the table. And I was like, oh, they left the job. I went and picked up Brandon, my son from daycare, came back. There's the books, there's copy machine. What you think I did? Copy those books. Didn't know copyright laws at the time. But anyway, I ended up copying the books. I studied every day. And I said, I'm ready to take this test. They said, Gail, you'll never pass it. It's an 8-hour math test. You'll never pass it. I was always good with numbers. So I was like, let me try it. I'm going to do it. So anyway, I passed the test. They said, oh, you're a licensed secretary. And I cried, and I was like, oh, they gave me tears, tissue to dry my tears. So anyway, I read about a guy named John Rogers out of Chicago, and I called up his intern. Her name was Melody Hobson. I said, hey, Melody, so I read about them. I said, introduce myself. I told her what I did. I said, I'm really not a broker, but kind of, sort of. And I said, I want to put on a seminar in Detroit. Can you come from Chicago to Detroit and put on the seminar? And she says, yeah, we would love to. So anyway, I had no money to put on this seminar. I asked my branch manager, I said, I'm putting on this seminar. Will you allow me to do it? He said, nope, I'm not giving you any money. I went to my mama. She said, oh, no. You got a good job with benefits. You better keep your job. So she wouldn't do it. She said, I don't believe in that Wall Street stuff. And I was like, oh. So she didn't have the money anyway, but I needed $350. I took a job as a waitress. I earned $350 in tips. At 2 weeks, I went to the St. Regis Hotel and just had cookies and water and rented a room. I made it rain. I had dollar bills, quarters, everything lined up. When St. Regis Hotel, but I learned how to write press releases. I learned how to send out to every organization, every church, come to the seminar, meet John Rogers. John Rogers is this, that, whatever. So Melody Hobson and I sat there. We opened up 100 accounts that night. I mean, you got $25, Start investing today. We opened 100 accounts. I went into my job, bam, I opened 100 accounts. They were like, we don't even want these little bitty accounts. And I was like, oh, no. So finally, the branch manager came out and said, Gail, okay, you opened 100 accounts. This really never happens. We're going to give you a chair with some wheels on it. We want you to roll over and try to be a broker for 90 days. If you don't make it, we want you to roll right back over and just be a secretary again. So anyway, I never rolled back. I'm now I'm senior director. But I'm more than, that's just a title is nothing. But it's just the point that now Melody Hobson, we're still good friends. So Melody Hobson, just married George Lucas. You know who she is. Yeah, she is the bomb. That's my girl. So we are still friends to this day, but we started together, and she's one of the most successful women that I know. I love her to death. And George Lucas, the guy, the Star Wars guy. Yeah, she is. You're talking about that. That was a merger and acquisition. So she said, no, it was. That was a merger. So be mindful who you marry to. I'm like, whoa, yeah, she did. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But anyway, I'm going to end with just a few things. I just want to say, I love my money camp. I'm passionate about teaching our youth about investing. That's what I do. We went and met Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. That's my thing. When I had opportunity to meet Warren Buffett, it was the biggest blessing in the world to expose my kids. It's about kids are like Kodak film. They need exposure and development. So I expose them to going to shareholders meetings, doing things like that. That's what I want. I try to, have our kids, they learn how to shake hands. They learn how to start a business. They went up and down Livernois this time. We had something called Business in the Black. They learned how to take the businesses and turn the businesses around through their eyes, through social media. Whether they were 8 years old or 18 years old, they learn how to play golf because most business deals are made on the golf course. I've been doing this for 22 years. I have not had a vacation in 22 years. This is what I do. Now, I'm going through some of my firm now. They don't love me doing this at all anymore, but guess what? We're going to pray and pray through this, and that's what I'm going to do. So I want to end today with saying what I want you to do, and you know my words I leave with all the time. I want everybody for the new year, I want you to drink, I want you to steal, I want you to swear, and I want you to lie. That's what I want you to do for the new year. I want you to drink from the everlasting cup every single day of your life. I want you to steal a moment of time to help someone else out that's in worse shape than you're in. I want you to swear to be a better person you were yesterday and lie down and thank God every single night for every single thing. So thank you so much. Thank you for having me today. I so appreciate it. And did you learn something? You did? Okay. Thank you.
What an awesome person Sister Perry is. And now you all know why I was so excited to have her come back. It's one thing for us to get up, and y'all know I don't hoop, but I can play and hoop. It's one thing to get up and just talk, but it's another thing to get knowledge and wisdom and then be able to put it into action. And so today, God knows that you were going to be here. God knew that you were going to hear from Sister Gail Perry Mason. And God has already put you in a position to make a difference. We often talk about how we want miracles in our lives. And I've told you before, wherever you've seen a miracle in Scripture, it's not because God just dropped something on somebody, but it's because God allows people to do what they needed to do, and he came and then gave the increase. When they changed the water into the wine, the men still had to go get the water pots and then fill them up. When God healed the man of blindness, he still had to go in the pool of Siloam and wash his face. When the man was at the pool for 38 long years, Jesus told him to take up your own bed and walk. In other words, God has given us the information we need today to make a significant difference in our life. And unless you take the information that's in those folders and the information that you heard today and actually do something with it, guess what? Nothing will change. And I just believe that in 2019, I want to do something different that's going to cause some significant change in my life. When we were in Israel a few weeks ago, I'm still getting the benefits of our trip to Israel. Just share with you real quick. I was at work Thursday or Friday, I can't remember what day. And I was opening up my emails because I don't open them up every day, but okay, I'm going to get better with that. We had visited a jewelry company in Israel who specialized in helping immigrants out who came to Israel. One of our focus on the trip was to develop a partnership with Ethiopian Jews, those who come from Ethiopia and who were Jewish. When we're at this jewelry factory, one of the things that they do is actually help Ethiopian Jews, teach them how to make jewelry. And we brought a number and invested a number of their pieces and brought it back with us. I met the owner of the company. They specialize in pearls and diamonds. You will. You say you will, though. I'll tell you why. And so they were bragging when we were there, because we had a good delegation. They were bragging about a delegation came from Chicago, and they were so impressed that they set up a plan to do something similar in Chicago that they were doing in Israel, but they were doing it with gang members to turn their weapons into jewelry. I said, we can do better than that in Detroit. I said, we can do much better than that in Detroit. So I talked to the wife of the owner, met her, and talked to a couple other people. They said, well, the owner's not here. He'll get back with you. Well, Thursday, he sent me an email. And he says, They were so impressed with us when we were in Israel that they want to start a partnership with us here to try and open up opportunities for young people to start making jewelry and owning their own businesses. And so one of the things we're going to do is move toward that direction. What I'm saying to all of us is that God is opening up new opportunities. He's opening up new vistas for us. He's opening up new avenues for us. And the question is, can you stand to be blessed? Can you? Can you stand to be blessed? Can you do the bare minimum to make sure that the doors are open? What is the bare minimum? The bare minimum is what we said earlier, to make sure we know that we're stewards, not owners. That we show love to everyone that we encounter, because some people will never meet God except by you. And not only that, but we are obedient. That we bring our tithes to the storehouse. And as we bring the tithes to the storehouse, God opens up the windows of heaven. And I always told you that what flows out of the windows of heaven is not money. But what flows out of the windows of heaven is our blessings. Blessings that you could not obtain otherwise. Because if it was money that flowed out of the windows of heaven, you would never need the windows to be open, because you can do whatever you need to do to get the money. Plus, heaven is a hot place. Money can't stand in heaven because it's a hot place. And whenever you read about heaven, it's about fire. That's a whole nother teaching. All I'm saying to us is this. God allows moments like this to come to Mount Vernon in order that we may change the trajectory in which we're going. And I pray today that everyone who's under the sound of our voices today, that something was deposited on the inside of you to say, I will never, ever be the same again.